Okay, so it's so convoluted and stupid. I went to gastroenterologist. They were like, oh, it's IBS, but IBS is a symptom, not an actual disease. So she was like, it's probably IBS. She ran a bunch of tests, and then she said, my working diagnosis is post-infectious gastroparesis. It's a mouthful, but what it essentially means is I got an infection, and then my stomach got paralyzed from that. It's as awful as it sounds. It was horrible. Because I didn't know what it was, and so I started Googling it. Don't Google diagnosis, it's a bad idea. I started Googling it, and just the most horrendous stuff was coming up, like people needing feeding tubes put in and having surgeries and living on liquid diets for the rest of their lives. I mean, I just sat there and I just remember like scrolling through page after page after vlog after blog and just crying and thinking, is this my life now? Is this gonna run my life forever? And it was really, really scary. I don't know what I would call the emotions I was feeling, but I definitely just got hit with them again. It's paralyzing. I mean, when you get faced with, because I was healthy, I was so healthy, and there's no cure. There is no cure for gastroparesis. How do you describe when you just found out that your life might never ever be the same? Like, you might never be able to eat solid food again. Like, that was the possibility that I was facing, like that. I found the greatest nutritionist in the history of nutritionists, and he was able to get me the right supplements once we got rid of the infection, and I had like a colonoscopy and endoscopy done, and that really flushed my system out. And so that kind of total reset, along with like complete revamping of my diet and taking a ton of supplements, was finally able to help my stomach get back to what it is now, which is functional, but only mostly. Literally, when the nutritionist like looked at my results, he was like, oh, no wonder you feel so awful. Like, his reaction was one of like, you are so internally screwed up. We're gonna fix it, but you are so internally screwed up. And I remember walking out of that place just crying tears of joy because somebody finally validated how awful it was. So, we're here at Chick-fil-A, and this is kind of the only fast food restaurant. Yeah, the only like true fast food restaurant that I can eat at, because they have gluten-free chicken, gluten-free. I don't think it's like celiac approved, but I can usually get by with it as long as they don't put the grilled nuggets on top, which has happened to me one time. Other people now have to tell me like, this is still bad, you still have to take your pills every day, you still have to do this, or they'll be like, I'll like eat something accidentally and then just like lay there and like moan, and they're just like, why do you act like there's nothing wrong with you? And I'm like, because there isn't. Meanwhile, I cry in the fetal position on the floor, you know. I don't want it to go away. And I know that's so weird for somebody to hear, but the only way that I could get used to it was to just accept that this is what it was. I think there were some cycles of stress feeding into other things that made it worse. Like, I was stressed about eating something that I knew would make me feel bad, and so I didn't eat, which would make me feel worse, which would make me more stressed because I already feel bad. And so I think there was the cycle that stress was involved in. It's in everything, and it's so annoying to weed through all the things that it might be in and read every ingredient list. This is where in person and real life experience and perspective is the thing, because you just don't know until you've had it. And if somebody could promise me with like 100% certainty this thing would work, but it's never that. It's never 100% certainty this thing will work for you. It's, well, this worked for somebody. They don't even know what I have. I mean, like, quite frankly, there is no official we don't even know the name of the parasite that I got. We just know that it was a parasite in some specific parasitic family. That's it. That's the information we have about the thing that I have. From my research, there is one case study on the internet of somebody who had something the way I did. One person. And they got and it wasn't even a parasite, it was a stomach bug, and then afterwards they experienced a bunch of other things. One person who had that. I can't find anybody else who has what I have. So to say that fear is the thing that's holding me back, no, logic is the thing that's holding you back. Nobody else is familiar with what this thing is. So my options are the potential of complete healing and total revamp of the way I live my life, while still dealing with all of the maybe this could creep back up again, maybe it could come back, maybe all of the maybes. Or something goes terribly wrong, or, well, no, there's a middle option. The middle option is I take whatever treatment it is, and it doesn't work, and I worked up all my hope for nothing, and that is even harder than not taking it at all. Or I take it, whatever treatment it is, and it just makes everything worse. And so those three options just aren't as good to me as just the place that I am now, in which I know how my body works, I know how to manage it. It's annoying at times, yeah, but it's something that is worth it to me to just keep my body happy and healthy in the place that it's at now without trying to force it to be what it used to be.